Hello, folks. This is old Hunter here. I'm going to speak a little bit loud. It's raining today, and on this back porch, hitting on that tin, you can probably hear it, but we'll make through it. I got a couple little funny stories I'd like to tell about some fishing experiences, trips I've had. One, a real good friend of mine, we fished all over the place, and we fished, I guess, about 8 years. And we was fishing ship channels, 30, 40, 50 foot deep and all like that and everything. And he retired at the Seabees, so he's Navy, okay? Well, one time we was in a drainage canal there by Port Arthur catching catfish. And was tied up to some piling where there was a little bridge crossed over it. Well, he got him one of them little stadium seats that'll slip down, and it's got two little rods that hold it. And he was sitting in that. So when he went to set his pole on a fish, he flipped overboard over the side of that little aluminum boat he was in and went overboard. And I turned and looked at him like that. And I see the top of his head all of a sudden his hand doing this. You know, he'd come up and his glasses hanging on one ear. I reached out there and I grabbed his glasses, and he went down again. I was wondering what's going on with him, you know. By the time, here he comes again. So I reached out there and I grabbed him by his shirt and dragged him to the boat, and he started trying to get the boat. I said, "No, you're going to turn it over. Just hold on." He said, "I can't swim." That was the first time I ever heard that man say that. I mean, I wasn't being serious about it. I was trying to get him up because I thought for sure he could swim. He wasn't scared of the water, you know. I'd have been scared of the water if I couldn't swim. But anyway, I got the boat turned around and got him in there. We could walk up on the bank where the chair went overboard. And I come and said, "You want to try to go down and get your cheese?" "I ain't getting back in that water." I said, "I'll go down and get it for you." Well, it's about 16 foot deep. It was deeper than I thought it was. But anyway, it was pretty serious, but it was also very funny. And I told him, "Richard, how in the world did you ever go in the Navy, the Seabees, and couldn't pass a swimming test at boot camp?" He said, "The instructor just got tired of trying to teach me how to swim. He said, 'Okay, get out of here. You're going to pass.'" He said, "I can't swim a lick." Never had been able to swim a lick. So I thought that was pretty funny at the time, you know. Another time, me and a couple of friends, and me and my wife, my boy, we went over to Dauphin Island to camp one weekend. And I'll put this down. By me being a hunter from an early age, I've learned to watch animals. I watch the birds and animals and learn a lot about them. And then it got to be a habit of mine of watching people. And I'm going to tell you right now, people are funny if you get to watch them. They do funny things, okay? So we're over Dauphin Island, and me and him, we're going to go down to the fishing pier and see if we can catch some fish. We got down there. There wasn't room to even think about fishing. On both sides of the line up with people riding reels out the water. So I said, "Well, let's sit here and see what they're catching." And this woman that was just a little bit down from us, an elderly woman, probably in the 80s, she had one of them little rod and reels you buy for a little kid, maybe a $1.50 rod, a little plastic rod and reel. And she was trying to get her line to come up. But finally, she put it down, got the line, pulled it up. And she had 3 spark plugs tied to it, a great big old hook, and a big old chunk of bait on there. And I thought to myself, you know, the rod, if the little reel is not capable of even picking up them 3 spark plugs, how in the world is she even thinking about trying to pick a fish up? So I thought that was pretty hilarious. She went right back overboard. Here we go again. They had this one guy, he's a big, tall guy. He had a spinning reel. Well, he'd come all the way on the outside of the pier, and he'd run backwards like this and throw it over his back to get it out there instead of standing there and throwing it forward. I thought that was pretty hilarious watching him. Well, in a little bit, he hooked a fish. It wasn't up with a catfish. We got in, there was 10 lines right there where he caught that fish. I said, "Good Lord." I said, "Let's go back to the truck a minute." Went back to the truck, got the playmate with some beer, went back out on the pier, brought a couple of and sit out there and was entertained for hours and hours. Another thing, here comes this guy out there. He got one of the little red wagons with his ice chest and poles all on it. It rigged up pretty nice, you know. I said, "Well, this guy, he knows what he's doing." Well, there wasn't no room out towards the very end, so he had to get close to the beach. Well, there's probably, I say, 20 people fishing down that side. So he rigged up, throws the line out there in just a few minutes. Shoot, his line's all the way down there, taking up by 20 lines. He didn't have enough weight on the top. The tide was really running strong. Well, it took about 30 minutes to get all the lines undone and everything, get that down there. And you know what? He does it again. I can't believe this. I can't believe one of the people down there done knocked him in the head with something. If I'd have been fishing, he'd done that to me twice. I'd have done slapped him upside the head with that rod or something, you know. But I seen him sitting right there watching him do it at least 5 times before somebody said, "Why don't you put a little bit of heavier lead on there and it won't come down here and tangle us up?" They were a lot nicer than I was. So I thought that was pretty funny, you know. I got a book I wrote that I'm going to start putting on the air. The name of it is Lost in the Amazon. I'll give you a real briefing on it. This guy's wife and his little girl got killed in New York. Somebody broke an apartment and raped both of them and killed them. And he was a big shot on Wall Street. He was a Wall Street genius. Everything he touched made money. And he just couldn't hardly handle life anymore. Well, his next door neighbor was a real sweet lady that was good friends with him and his wife. And she told me, she says, you need to get away for a while. She says, come to my apartment and have a sandwich, and we'll look at some information I got. Because what she done, she booked traveling agency. She was like a travel agency. She booked trips and stuff. She says, I got a fishing trip on the Amazon River that I think you would really love. He says, well, I don't fish. She said, it doesn't matter. Just go just for the scenery and the wildlife and stuff. She said, it'll be a fantastic trip, and you'll get away, all the peace and quiet and everything. So he agreed to it, and he wanted to go into the Amazon on this fishing trip. Okay, now I'm going to start the story. Get my old glasses on here so I can read.
Separate video, ain't it?
Yeah.
They ain't stopped it yet.
All right, my son's going to stop it. I thought